money. As the word just explains, we may have different questions of addition, subtraction, division, or let's say you have some amount in your pocket and you are giving a party to your friends, and now someone is willing or they wish to eat fries with burger, and some are willing for burger only. And definitely there would be a limit that how much burgers can one buy with fries and how much they can buy without fries. For example, I have 100 rupees in my pocket. Let's use this space. This is just one of the cases. So let's say I have 100 in total, and one burger with fries would cost me 27 rupees, and only burger costs me 20. So I can ask myself, how many burgers with fries can I buy? So that's 27, 27, and 27. I know the fourth 27 would actually exceed 100.
So 3.
So I have this option 3. I'm going to work out what's remaining. So 27 into 3 is 81. I can buy 3 of these and I'm left with 19. Either I'll take this home, or I can do is buy 5 of these. Now that would depend how many friends do I have. Are they 2 with me plus myself? Are they 4 plus myself? Or they're 3? So that would depend on the scenario. Earnings, simple calculations, multiplication, division, working hours, hourly rate, wages, salary, commission, definitely for a salesperson, gross income, then deductions, taxes, bills, net income. Net income is after the deductions. Tax threshold, will go that in the detail. Some table would be given. For example, a person earning 100,000 per year, suppose they are being taxed 10,000. So a person earning 200,000 will not be taxed 20,000. It would be higher.
So it just depends
Interest,
on how much they earn.
yeah, table would be given. This varies from country to country. There are few items. For example, we talk about like cigarettes. So when someone purchases them in a large quantity, the tax increases because the government wants you to consume them less. For example, sweets and chocolates. So when you increase their quantity, the tax bracket increases because they want you to consume less sugar.
Can that also be for like everyday products because they might know that now you earn more, so that's why they need to put more of a tax?
Yes.
Okay.
So interest is exactly the same as we did earlier. Interest and simple interest. Do you remember? I equals PRT over 100. Price, rate, time. If not, we can do that again.
Yeah, I don't think I remember it too strongly.
We'll do it again. And I'm also suspicious. Maybe I taught this to someone else few days ago. Okay, that's a very simple topic. We'll do it. Interest, simple interest, interest rate. Definitely, some banks are offering 7%, some 2%, and stuff. Principal is the initial amount on what we are talking. Either we are taking that as loan or we are investing it. Compound interest comes after interest. cost price, and selling price, profit, loss, discount. Okay, let's see the first subtopic. Quick recap: percentage to decimal and fraction. 65% would be written as 65 over 100, simplified to 13 by 20, or 0.65. Percentage, decimal, and fraction. Again, revision: I equals PRT over 100. I equals PRT over 100. P was the principal amount. Let's say we are talking about $100,000. And the bank says that it would charge 7% interest for 1 year. So interest is equals to 100,000 into R. While I write, look at this formula as well. So I equals P. P is 100,000 and rate is 7. And this 100 is already taking care of the percentage sign, 7%, and time is 1 year. So if we take that as loan, we would have to pay extra 7,000. That is, total amount would be principal amount plus interest, which is 100,000 plus 7,000. This is what we owe the bank after 1 year. And if we took a loan for 2 years, that would be PRT over 100. And principal amount is 100. And the rate is still 7. And time is now 2 years. So basically, I was having 7,000 for 1 year. 2 year would obviously give me
14,000.
14,000. This is simple interest. So 14,000, and now the total would be 1,14,000, which we owe the bank. Now the difference between simple and compound interest is basically bank tells you that you took 100,000 and 7,000 was interest, and now you have to pay 107,000 for year one. For year two, bank says you had 100,000, 1 year passed, that was 7,000. Bank says now you owe us 107,000, and you have to pay us, if you still need it, you have to pay us interest on 107.
So
That becomes 7,490. 7% of this becomes 7,490. So what we'll be paying the bank is 107,123 plus 7,490. It's not linear. It's not 7,000 every year.
so then
What
I
one?
added 7% on the second year.
Basically, you owe the bank 100,000.
Yes.
If you would have paid it back with the interest, you would have paid 107. But you didn't. You kept it with you. Bank says you keep 100,000. You're also keeping this 7,000. You also owe us this. So the new amount is no more 100,000. It is 107. The bank says pay us interest on 107.
Yes.
If we talk about in terms of business, let's say Balam says she's very good at managing birds, and you convince me, and we have a business plan, and I'm going to invest. Now what happens? You tell me to invest 50,000. You're also investing 50,000, and we do it together. So what happens is you promised that there will be a profit of 20,000. So after the sales, you're going to pay back the original amount plus 20,000. That will be 70,000. Fair enough. Now what happens? I don't take it back. I tell you to keep it and reinvest in the next year again. So now you don't have that 50, you also have this 20 as well. This 50 is definitely there, which I never took back. I never took this 20 back as well. So basically, consider my investment for this new year as 70,000. So this is what bank is doing. He paid us 100 and then we pay back 107, but he never took that back. So we have 107 off bank, and now we are going to pay on this 107 an additional 7%, which would be this amount. That is compound interest. Interest on interest and original.
So because we didn't pay them back, we have there's an added on price to it, another 7%.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I equals PRT over 100, and these are the different arrangements. Like, obviously, if T is unknown, we would rearrange the formula and make T the subject. I into 100 divided by PR. Earning money, wages, salary, piecework, commission, different forms. Worked example. Emil makes beaded necklace for curio stand. He is paid in South African rand at a rate of rand 14.50 per completed necklace. He is able to supply 55 necklaces per week. So his income definitely 55 unit into 14.5 unit price, and we're getting 797.5. Any doubt? Any issue?
No.
Okay. Sergey works as a sales representative for a company that sells mobile phones in United Arab Emirates. He is paid a retainer of 800 dirhams per week plus a commission on 4.5% of all the sales. How much would he earn in a week if he made no sale? So he was getting paid 800. He's making no sales. That means no commission. So he's still getting 800. B part says how much would he earn if he sold phones at 3299 dirhams each week. So he made a sale of 3299
As a
on
total of the 4 phones.
total of all phones. So he would get a 4.5% of commission on this plus his basic pay. So he's going to get 800 plus 4.5% of the sales. 499 into 4.5 divided by 100. So this gives 148.455. And then we add 800 and you get 800 plus 148.455. 948.455. What did I do? Mm, How much would he earn if he sold this in each week? Was it weekly or monthly? He's multiplying it with 4. Sanjay works at a sales representative and mobile phones, and he's paid a retainer of 800 dirhams per week plus commission of 4% of all the sales. How much would he earn in a week? How much would he earn if he sold 4 phones at? Oh, sorry, I missed this. 4 phones at this. Although asked as well. So into 4. Let me quickly recheck it. 800 plus 3299 into 4.5 divided by 100 into 4. I'm getting 1393. 1393, yes. Clear?
Yes. So because there was 4 phones, we had to add it into the equation.
Yeah, like total sales were 3299 into 4. Worked example 3. Josh hourly rate of pay is 1250. He is paid time and a half for work after hours and on Saturdays and double time for Sundays and public holidays. Basically, we call it overtime. One week he worked 5.5 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday. How much overtime pay would he earn? So his pay is 12.50. He is paid one and a half work after hours and on Saturday and double time for Sunday and public holidays. So one week he worked 5.5 hours on Saturday. So 5.5 into 12.5, but he's getting paid times and half times 1.5 plus he's working additional 3 hours and the basic pay was 1.50, but he gets paid
Double
double
time.
time. So times 2. Punching that in one go. 5.5 into 12.5 into 1.5 plus 3 into 12.5 into 2. And I'm getting 178.125. 178.125 rounded to 13. Okay, exercise. A waiter earns 8.25 per hour. How much would she earn for 6 hours shift?
8.25 times 6. So that would be 49.5. Yeah.
49.5. Question number 2. How much would a receptionist earn for working 35 hours a week if her rate of pay is 9.5?
So a total of a week, she works 35 hours.
Yes.
So 332.5. Yep.
Question number 3. Calculate the hourly rate for each of the following. Now, total is given. We're going to solve reverse for it. 67.5 for 5 hours. And I'm getting 13.5.
Me too.
Mm, try D part.
12.2.
Very good. 12.2 or 12.15. E part.
13.68 or
Very good.
13.7.
Very good. I think we'll deal with two decimal places as like dollars to cents. 13.68, $13 and 68 cents. A truck driver is paid 15.45 per ton of wood pulp delivered to a factory in Malaysia. If he delivers 135 tons of to the factory, how much will he earn?
200.85.
This is 2085.75.
Let me just redo that.
15.45.
Okay, yeah. 2085.75.
Number 5. A team of workers in factory is paid 23.25 per pallet of goods produced. If a team of 5 workers produce 102 pallet in a shift, how much will each person in the team have earned? So 23.25 per pallet times 102, and there are 5 workers. So divided by 5 for one person.
474.3.
Very good. 474.3. Question number 6. An estate agent is paid a retainer of $150 per week plus a commission on sales. 150 per week and commission. The rate of commission is 2.5% on sales up to 150,000. Okay, now we have slabs and 1.75 on amount above that. How much would she earn in a week if she sold a house for 220,000 and an apartment for 125?
4,031 plus 25. I mean, point 25.
I'm getting 7,000. I'm also rechecking it quickly. I'm still getting 7,312.
Okay, I'm just going to see. Check again. Last time I also added the same values, but Yeah, I got 7,125. Oh wait. So which values are you adding up? Because I'm
Okay.
adding 3,850 for the
I did that in one go. Let
100.
me show. 17.1 question 6. So basically what I'm doing is she's getting 150 per week. That's fixed. And then she gets on 150,000, she gets 2.5% of the sales. And whatever is above 150, she gets 1.25% of that, 1.75 of that. And she sold this and this. So she's already getting 150 plus 220,000 plus 125,000 is a total of 345. On the first 150, 150, 1, 2, 3, she's getting 2.5%. And 345 minus 150 is 195. And whatever is above that, she's getting 1.7% of that. So basic pay and 2.5% on 150 is 3750, and the amount above 150 is 195. So on that 1.75% gives her 3412.5, which brings us to 7312.5.
So you use the 150,000 times 2.5 over 100 by adding them and then subtracting it by the value.
Yeah, total sales were 345 from 0 to 345. So on the first 150, she gets 2.5%. On the remaining amount, she gets 1.75%. So this is why I'm taking out 150 separate, and the remaining amount, which is 195, bringing out separate.
Oh, I see. Okay. I did it separately. So I think that's why I got a lower value.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 7. Here is the timesheet for 5 workers in a factory. Calculate each person's income for the week of their standard rate of pay is 8.40. So normal hours overtime at time and a half, hours overtime at double time. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, what I'm thinking about is, let me write the total hours and then I'll just multiply it with 8.4. There are different approaches. Normal hours is 35. I'm just adding 35. And then 1.5 times. This is 1.5. So what if I multiply each of these with 1.5? That actually makes it 3, 4.5, and so on. This much hours. Does it make sense?
Why are we multiplying it by 1.5?
Because overtime, he's working 2 overtimes and he'll
But
be
that's
paid hour and a half.
okay.
So 0 is 0 and 1.5 into 3.75 is 5.625. Rather, we do that individually, like if I would have done this 35 into 8.4 plus 2 into 8.4 and into 1.5 again, plus the third one into 2 into 8.4 again, that would be very lengthy. This is already in tabular form, and the last one is double time. So whatever it is, double time for all, that's 0, 8, 1.75 times 2 is 3.5. This is 8, that's 4. Now I'm just going to add up all these. Let me highlight it for once. 35, 3, and 0. I'm adding these. So 38. Any is being paid for 38 hours. Then 25 plus 3 plus 4 is 32. Kani is 30 plus 2.25 plus 3.5, and this is 35.75. And Donnie 40, and 0 and 8 is 48. Then we have 20 plus 5.625 plus 4 is 29.625. Now we had to calculate each person's income. Whatever is the time, we multiply with 8.4. 38 into 8.4,
319.2.
319.2. 268.8, 300.3, 403.2, 248.85. Question number 8. If it would have been only single option, we would have done it that way. 35 into price plus 2 into price into 1.5 and so on. But I think we should make it uniform. Every time we can calculate the payable hours and then multiply with the hourly rate. Question number 8. The media in South Africa published a list of annual earnings in rands of 10 prominent CEOs in 2016. Here's the list. So they are earning these much millions, and this is in order. Calculate each person's earnings per month. So simply we divide it by 12. Is it readable? I just zoom out to see both these things.
Yeah, it's readable.
B says, assuming a tax rate of 35%, work out how much tax each person would pay on these earnings. How do we do that?
We just
The-
time we just find 35% of each the values.
Correct. So we multiply with 0.35 or 3500. C part is how much would they earn per month after tax deduction. So we've already calculated A part per month.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming tax
So
rate of
B
35.
divided by 12, basically.
E, no, B by 12.
Yeah, B divided by 12 because that's their annually working.
B is the tax only.
Yes, so after the tax,
C says how much would they earn per month after tax. So, okay, yes, yes, B by 12 and then A minus B by 12. C is equals to A minus B by 12. What do you say? A was per month earning. We did this by 12. No tax deduction in A part. In B part, 35% tax. So whatever is the tax per year divided by 12 is the monthly deduction. So from total monthly, divided by monthly deduction.
So why do we have to subtract the A from it?
Because is the tax only, and we have to tell the remaining salary after deduction. See, A was per month without deduction. Let me do it for once. This is 87.9. So 87.9 by 12. 87.9 divided by 12 is 7.325. 7.325. This is the monthly salary in millions. Millions per month. Okay. No tax deduction. B part says 35%. Work out how much tax each person pays on these earnings. Assume a tax rate. Okay, he's not doing it for per year. We are using the same monthly value. So we are calculating per month in 2.35. So he's paying a tax of 2.56375 million per month tax. How much would they earn per month after tax deduction? So this is A minus B. You were saying this?
No, it was not. So how much would they earn after taxes deducted? So
This much. This was monthly original. This is the tax. So the difference is what
oh,
the
so yeah, what's like what they have left over, so what they can keep. Okay.
D part. If the average working week is 40 hours long and each person took 3 weeks leave during the year, what did the highest and lowest earning person on the average per working hour before tax? Okay. So the highest is 87.9. And we know that there are 52 weeks in a year. So divided by 52. No, no. If the average working week is 40 hours long and each person took 3 weeks leave, so this will be 49. During the year, what did the highest and lowest person earn on average per working hour? So for 49 weeks, and there are 40 hours each week. So 87.9 divided by 49 into 40. 0.044846 million. If I multiply that with 6 zeros, he earns 44846 dollars per hour.
Wait, sorry, what did you multiply the decimal with? Zero point
That
zero.
was millions. So I multiplied it with 6 zeros to convert it into dollars.
Oh, okay.
Deductions from earnings. Net income is gross minus deduction. So this was gross income. Then you pay taxes and any other sort of deductions. So deductions such as income tax, pension contributions, unemployment health insurance, union dues are taken from gross earnings before the person is paid. So then he's paid net income, that is take home. So all the deductions and he get net take home. For each person shown in the table, calculate their net income and calculate what percent their net income is of their gross income. Give you answers to the nearest whole percent. So for first one, gross weekly is 675, tax is 235, And other deductions are 125. So I'm subtracting the last two from the first one. 675, let me write it. 675.9 minus 235.45 minus 123.45. So that will be his take home. And I'm left with 317. Net income is 317. Second part says calculate the percentage of net income of their gross income. 317 by 675.9 times 100.
46.9%.
Yes. 46.9%. Okay. Minus 100. So basically 53% reductions. Try one for Mr. Parker. Last one.
M. Parker?
Yep.
So the percent, okay, let me just answer A first. So the net income would be 363.64, and then the percentage would be 42.6.
That's correct. Number two. Use the gross weekly earnings to work out the mean weekly earnings, the median weekly earnings, the range of earnings. Okay, that is for the same question. Use the gross weekly earnings to work out the mean. Do you remember how we calculated mean?
Yes, add all of them together and then divide it by the total number of.
That's right. So 5. So 6, 7, 5.90.
I got the same answer.
Yep. The median weekly earnings. So for median, either we arrange them in order, and this is not too much. I think we can figure out this is the highest, this is the smallest. I'm looking at the remaining three, and no, highest, smallest, and then this comes in the middle, 853.30, and then a range is 1289 minus 456.5.
802.5.
Study the following two pay advice slips For each worker, calculate the difference between gross and net income, the percentage of gross income that each takes home as net income. For whom? Okay, employee details, earnings, and second employee and earnings. Okay, that is something to be done carefully. So study the following two pay advice slips for each worker. Calculate the difference between gross and net. Gross and net. Mr. M. Badru, employee is this, income tax number, bank details, account details, details, salary, medical, car allowance, taxable amount on salary, medical, and this, payable amount is this.
So payable amount minus taxable amount.
So basically, he is paying medical and car allowance, and his salary is 12876.98. Description: unemployment insurance fund deductions. So first aid course fee, he's not paying 650.5. Company is paying that. So basically, we would consider this as gross. He was supposed to get this, and out of that, he is
So medical and car allowance are benefits.
yes,
Okay.
company is paying that. So 12,876.98 minus 3,954.52 and 8,922.46. Yes. So the question was difference between gross and net income. So net income is the one in green. Gross is 12,876 something. So basically, difference between these two are the deductions, right?
Are the deductions?
Yeah, like this was his pay, and he's getting this net pay. How do he get this total minus deductions, and he gets the net pay? So the difference is already there.
So what do we write for the question?
So we just copied, and
Okay.
the second part will be something percentage of gross income that each take home as net income. So net pay 8922 divided by 12,876. Yeah, this is the table I was talking about. See, if someone is earning 132,000 per year, they pay 18% of each dollar. And if they earn from 132 to 210, they pay a fixed amount of 2376 and 25% of the amount above that. So if I just calculate 18% of 132, that is 23,760. That means the person from slab 132 to 210 is paying 25% on the extra amount, and then 30, and then 35, and the tax keeps on increasing. Basically, they've also done a total for us as well. Like if someone is earning 600, so till 525, he's going to pay 109,260, and 40% on the remaining 75,000. Is the table clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Smith, taxable income is this. How much tax must he pay? 153. Going back to the table, 153 is in the second bracket. So he's already paying 23,760. And I'm checking the difference. In 153,772 minus 132,123. 153,772 minus 132,123. And the difference is 21,772. So on this amount, he's going to pay extra 25%, which is 5,443. So he's going to pay 5,443 and 23,760 per year is going to be 29,203, and per month is
So
going to be
12.
divided, yeah, 2433.58. Okay. Use the text table above. You will have to go back and forth, but I think this the use is clear with this example. Use of table.
Yes.
And use the text table below to answer the questions that follows. So tax table is also not fixed. For different questions, we are having different tax tables. Okay, so let's just have a small discussion on this. It says income tax is one of the direct taxation. Carry out some research of your own to find out about each type of tax below. This would definitely not be an exam. Who pays this tax? How is this paid? So value added tax, also called VAT. This is, I think, imposed in the Arab countries. General sales tax, the one who's selling those items, and he charges it from the customer. Customs and excise duties are from import and export. Capital gains tax. So basically, if you suppose you purchase the land and then you sell it after 10 years and the price is no more the same. So you pay a capital gain tax on the land. You gained it something. And estate duties, you own some buildings and like say they are, if he's talking about real estate. So if they are being used commercially, then the tax is different. If they're being used residentially, then the tax slab is different.
So does that still fall into customs and excise duties?
Yes, customs and excise duties. Uh, this also includes import export. In Pakistan, particularly, if I talk about like the road tax is also collected by excise departments.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll share one of this along with the table. But I think I'll share this complete file so you would have all the tables with you.
Which question should I do?
And you can, the missing ones, I'll share the file as it is.
Oh, all of it. Okay.
Like the ones we've written on it, these are untouched questions. Like definitely you'll have to move back and forth. What I normally do is open one of the file in a different browser and the other file in different browser. So I can like just split them up and see them on one screen.
Yeah, I can do that on my iPad, I believe. So I'll be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Borrowing and investing money. If we borrow from bank, we owe them interest. If we invest somewhere, someone owes us. We call it interest or we call it profits. Simply I equals PRT over 100. Let's look at the worked example. $500 is invested at 10% per annum simple interest. How much interest is earned? I equals PRT over 100. Principal amount, the rate is 10, the time is 3 years over 100. 15 to 3 is 150. So you earn $150 interest. If you invest 500 at interest of 10% for 3 years. Sam invested $400 at 15% per year for 3. How much money did he have? So see, in question 1 he asked about the interest. Now he is asking how much money did he have. So basically interest is equals to 400. I equals P R T over 100. 400 into 15 into 3 divided by 100 is 180. So 180 is the interest. How much amount he has? He has principal plus interest. Principal was 400 plus 180 is 580. So he has this much amount. How long will it take for 250 invested at a rate of 8% per year simple interest to amount to 310? See, I equals PRT over 100. First of all, no doubt in this 250 that it is the principal amount. It says how long, time is unknown, a rate is 8%. This goes time, this is 100. Now I need to know what the interest is. So from 250 to 310, 310 minus 250. So I should get an interest of 60. Now
So
I can
60 is
solve
on the
for
other side.
T. Yep. So it says 3 years. Number 8. Calculate the rate of simple interest if the principal is 250, amounts to 400 in 3 years. Now R is missing. Everything else is known. R is missing. I equals PRT over 100. Calculate the rate of simple interest if the principal is 250, a rate is unknown, and amounts to 400. So 400 minus 250, 150 interest. So interest is 150 and in 3 years over 100. So 150 into 100 over 250 times 3 is the rate. So that is
20.
20, 20%. Okay, for each of the following savings amount, calculate the simple interest earned. Okay, try this.
$15 for the first one.
Correct.
12.2. 12.2 for the second one.
12.2. Correct.
And then the third one is 62.5.
1000 PRT. Yes. 62.5. Oh, the same table continues. Calculate how much would have to be repaid in total. Try the first one.
545.
Correct. Question number 3.
4? 4 years?
1400 invested at 4% per year simple interest. How long will it take for the amount to reach 1624? So 1624 minus 1400, getting this interest into 100 divided by 1400 divided by 4. Yes, 4 years. Try number 7.
She paid over the loan, right? So
Yes.
yeah, 11,700.
And how much interest?
3,700.
Correct. At what rate was simple interest charged over 3 years? Still working on it?
Yes. Yes, 15.416, so 15.42.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll share this file along with answers. So do try them in your free time. Anything you would like to ask?
Um, no, nothing.
See you next class then. Take care of yourself. Okay, so we were doing X labs. Did I share any tasks last time?
Yeah. You did one where you shared the whole document,
Okay.
up to where we learned, and then yeah, I had to just complete the questions that we didn't do in class.
Anything you would like to ask from that task?
No.
Okay. So we have to start hire purchase. Now, what is basically hire purchase? This is when we do not pay the full amount. So we pay the down payment and then we pay the installments, which will always cost us more than the actual price. Have you ever experienced such thing in real life?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So I'll try to link up with the real life as well. Many people cannot afford to pay cash for expensive items. Now, basically, what books are telling us is just simple calculations. And obviously, this is not everything linked to the real life. Like, if the book is using these words, many people cannot afford. On the other hand, you would be surprised to know that the rich ones are actually not paying the full price. So, this is book and exam what we are doing. But what happens in real sometimes, what people do is suppose someone is interested to buy a car which is worth $50,000. So they're not paying it in full. They are paying a down payment of 15,000, and then the remaining 35,000 is still in their pocket, and they will be paying suppose $300 per month.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I know it's. I think that's what my brother did with his phone. But yeah, I know how that happens.
So now what are the users doing with this 35,000? They're investing it there in some other place. Or maybe they are putting them in the bank, which is paying them. We just did I equals PRT over 100, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the bank is paying them more than 300 per month. So what are they actually doing? They're giving this 300 in the hire purchase place for the car and using the remaining amount for their expenses.
Wait, sorry. So the bank is paying them? Could
Okay,
you
I'll
re-
repeat it. I'll
Yeah.
repeat it. For example, for example, suppose I want to buy a car and the car costs $50,000. Why am I going in this discussion? Because the book used the word people who cannot afford.
Yeah. Cannot afford at the moment.
Yeah, but that is not the case in reality always. Suppose I have this much amount, and what I'm doing is I'm paying this base amount, and then I'll be paying 300 every month. And I'm using the remaining 35,000 and investing somewhere, and I'm getting an output of 400 per month. So what I can do is take out 300 from this and pay this monthly installment and use 100 for my expenses.
Oh, so if you're giving them like all the money you have.
Yeah, then I don't have in hand anything which I could invest.
Yeah, okay.
So not necessarily that the poor ones will do this. The rich ones are also doing this. They are
Yeah.
going for a higher purchase, and sometimes maybe the rich one is just getting that for higher purchase and using the car for 1 year, and then he sells it off and consider the monthly installments as rent.
Okay.
So it is not necessary that one cannot afford. It is just a concept of higher purchase. So we are going to study that. The basic is that you deposit a price and the remainder is paid off weekly or monthly installments, whatever is agreed upon. And definitely some interest is charged on the balance. For example, I say that I have an item A which costs 10,000 and someone is willing to pay 2,000 advance and remaining installments for 3 years. So remaining price is 8,000 for 3 years, but I tell them that I would charge 10% interest. So if I'm charging 10% interest, I will be getting back 8,800. So what will be the monthly installment divided by 36? This will be the monthly installment.
With the interest.
Yes, with the interest. Definitely no one is going to pay off without interest, or they would say just pay the full price and take the item.
Hmm. So they're not allowed to do this, they're not allowed to add to the price?
Both the options are there. Both the options are there. One is you pay full price and take it. The other is these are the terms. If you would accept it, yes, go for it, or else leave it. And then there are different banks as well. For example, I said that I'll be charging 10% interest. So there are different banks. Maybe some bank is giving you on 3% because the bank also want that clientage.
Okay, so if you don't pay full price, you have to pay through that way.
Yes. For us, for now, for exam, there'll be only two cases. Either we pay full or either we accept the terms. And the terms would be given. For example, this worked example 9. The cash price of a car was $20,000. So you pay full 20,000 and get the car. The other is the higher purchase was 6,000 deposit and installment of 700 per month for 2 years. Now see, someone is paying 6,000 in advance plus 7,000 for 2 years into 2 into 12. Does that make sense for the complete price?
No, it's more.
Yeah, that is definitely more, but the calculation, does it make sense?
Yeah.
So 6,000 plus 16,800. 6,000 is the advance and 16,800 is being paid over the 2 years. And in total, this becomes 22,800. So it would have been 20,000 if you pay the full price, and it is 2280. So basically, over the period of 2 years, they are paying 2,800 extra. Example number 10. A man buys a car for 30,000 on hire purchase, deposit of 20%. In the first question, he said deposit was 6,000. Now he's saying 20%. Example 10. So 30,000, we take out 20%. So advances 6,000
Yeah.
and is paid, and interest is paid on the outstanding balance for the period of prepayment at a rate of 10% per annum. The balance is paid in 12 equal installments. How much will each installment be? So basically, balance 10%. Now, balance is 30,000 minus 600, 6,000, remaining is 24,000. On this 24,000, we have to pay 10% interest. So what we have to pay is 24,000 into 110 over 100. So we have to pay
110?
26, 400. Sorry, what did you say?
110 over 100?
Yeah, 10% increase.
Yes.
So I've increased it by 10%.
Oh, you've increased it. Okay.
Yeah. There are two ways to write it. Either
Yeah.
we write 24,000 plus 24,000 into 10 over 100. The other way is I can write it 24,000 into 110 over 100.
Yeah.
And
I
the third
remember.
write it is 24,000 into 1.1. So you could write it anyway. Now we have to pay this in 12 equal installments. So 26,400 by 12. So the monthly installment is 2,200. How much will be the installment? 2,200. Got it?
Yes.
Number 17. A shopkeeper wants 25% deposit on a bicycle costing $400 and charges 20% interest on the remaining amount. How much is the deposit, interest, and total cost? So wants 25% deposit on the bike, which is 400. So 400 into 25 by 100. So the deposit is $100 and charges 20% interest on the remaining amount. The remaining amount is 300. 20% interest is $60. The total cost of the bicycle. So basically, someone just paid 100 and he's charging $60 as interest. 300 were remaining and 60. So they are paying 460. Or I can also write this calculation in this way that 400 was obviously to be paid and they're charging 60 as interest. So again, 460. Any doubt?
No. Because it's just the deposit plus the interest.
Yes. Try question number 2.
$2,850.
That's correct. Number 3. A student buys a laptop priced at 1850. She pays 20% deposits. I'm going step by step, finding 20%, and that is 370. So she paid 370 already. Deposit in 12 monthly installments, the interest rate is 15%. So before I apply the interest, I'm subtracting 1850 and 370. So 20% interest on the remaining amount, which was, sorry, 15% interest on remaining amount, which is 1480.
1480?
On the outstanding balance. So 1480 is the outstanding balance.
Yeah.
Now I am charging 15% interest on this, and this would become 1702. So the person has to pay, okay, monthly installment. So 1702 divided by 12, if they're paying in 1 year. So this is 141.83. 141.83. Second says, what is the total cost of buying laptop on hire purchase? So she's already paying 1702 and she's paid a deposit of 370.
So 2072.
2072, yes. Let me restart this. It's getting stuck. Okay. Question number 4. A large flat screen TV cost $999. Josh agrees to pay $100 deposit. So if 100 is paid, 899 remains. Now 12 monthly payments of 100 is to be made. So calculate the total amount of interest Josh will pay. He is paying 12 equal installments of 100. So basically he's paying $1,200. The remaining amount was 899. So 1200 minus 899. This is the interest what he's paying. He's paying 301 as interest. And what rate of interest was charged? I equals PRT over 100. We know the interest 301. Basic amount was 899. A rate unknown, time 1 year divided by 100 into 100 divided by 99, and it comes out to be 33.5. Any issue in question 4?
No.
Try number 5.
A is 3,657.8.
Um, Sorry, just got carried away. Let me calculate. Meanwhile, you do B part.
Okay.
Was this the answer?
Yes.
Okay, good. Still doing?
Yes. I got something different, so that's why I'm redoing it.
Do you want me to do the working?
No, it's okay. I'll just retry once more, and then if I don't get it.
Okay.
Did you show the working?
Yeah, sure. What is the rate of interest paid on a hire purchase plan? So interest is equals to PRT over 100. So basically, we've already calculated the difference. That is the interest, 3657.8. Now, on which price are we paying this interest? That is 15575 minus 1600, because we are paying on the remaining amount and rate is unknown. Time is 2 years divided by 100. So when you multiply 100 on the other side, we get 365780 by 2 into the difference is 15575 minus 1600, that is 13975, and that's the rate, 365780 by 2 into 13975, and we get 13.08.
We use the interest as 3,657.8 because it was a subtraction between like the normal price
Yeah, see
and
the
the.
difference between cash price and higher purchase price is the interest. If there's no interest, there's no difference in price.
Okay, so that's why.
Yep.
And then yeah. Okay.
And then the other catch was that you cannot use 15,575. You have to use the difference because we are paying interest on the remaining amount.
That's why we subtracted by 1,600.
Yes. Okay. Compound interest. Every other concept would stay same. And now compound interest. I think we discussed some differences between simple and compound interest.
I think so in the last class.
Can quickly do that again. For example, we have $100 at start on both sides. Let this be simple interest. Let this be compound interest. So let's say on both of the cases, a rate is 10%. Now year one, 10% actually makes 10. So this is 100 plus 10 at the end of year one, it will be 110. On the other side, 10% is 10 and that makes 110 again. Now year two, simple interest is only on the basic price. So on the base price, another 10% makes it 10. So on 100, that is interest of 10. 110 is there, another 10% makes it 120. Year 3, 120 is already there, another 10% makes it 130. Simple interest is on the base price only. And in case of compound interest, they say that you have my 110, I will be charging 10% on the complete amount, which becomes 11. And now at the end of year 10, year 2, you owe me 121, not 120. For the third year, they say you have my 121 and 10% of which becomes 12.1, and 121 plus 12.1, you have my 133.1.
That's compound, right?
That's compound interest. This is the difference. Interest is charged on the complete amount. In simple interest, only on the basic amount.
Okay.
In reality, compound interest works. All the banks, they work on compound interest. So it is compound interest, compounded monthly or annually would be given in the question. Priya invests $100 at a rate of 10% compounded annually. How much money will she have after 3 years? So there's a simple formula. A equals principal amount into 1 plus R over 100 power the time or power n number of years. T is also years. Some books use T, some books use n. Now the principal invested amount is 100. 1 plus a rate is 10% and time is 3 years. So we get 100 into 1 plus 10 over 100. That is to the power 3 gives me 133.1. So at the end of 3 years, she will have 133.1 in her account. And one more difference between simple interest and compound interest. This formula I equals PRT over 100 gives you interest only, and then for the total amount you have to do P plus I. This formula is directly giving you amount equals P into 1 plus R over 100 raised to power T, and for interest you can do amount minus principal. The table and graph compares the value of two 100 investments. The first is invested at 10% simple interest. The second is 10% compound interest. So first one, see 10%, 10 is increasing each year, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. On the other side, compound. So you have 110. Now on 110, you will increase 10%. Then on 121, increase 10%. Then on 133, increase 10%. So this is the difference between simple and compound interest. And see the graph as well. Same values are plotted. Simple would stay same every year. $10 is increasing, and compound interest, the amount is increasing on the previous total amount. It is clear that choosing compound interest rate is to the advantage of the investor. Remember though that the same effect is felt without borrowing. The outstanding debt increases each period as the interest is compounded. It takes long time, lots of calculation to work out compound interest as series of simple interest calculations, but there's a quick method. So that is which formula we just discussed. If I could show you how he is using that same formula here, that is amount equals P. This 100 is P. Every time he uses this 100, that's P is equals to 100. And then what is he doing? This is 1.1, basically 10%. That is 1 plus R over 100. So simplified form, for 10%, this is 1.1. For 20%, this would be 1.2. And same goes when you put that 20% in R, that simplifies. And C,
But we're adding it with 1.
yes, divided by 100 makes it 1.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
so
you
1
check.
plus R over 100?
Yes, see 1 plus 10 over 100 for 10%. Is it 1.1?
Yeah, it's 100. So basically 100% plus 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the power. See, when this is year 1, the power is actually 1. In year 2 is multiplying it 2 times. So power is 2. Power is 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is what this power handles. So we can use this formula directly. Yeah, there you go. He is using symbol V for value. I was using symbol A for amount. Both are same. So P is the principal, R is the interest rate percentage, N is the number of years. Example 12. A dollar 1500 is invested at 5% per annum. Principal amount is given, a rate is given. What will be the investment worth after 5 years? Time is given. Time is given. Formula is there. Value is or worth is principal amount 1 plus a rate over 100 and time 5 years. And then use of machine. I hope you know how to punch all of that in one go.
Yeah.
I'm getting 1914.4.
And then with the power of 5. Yeah, 1914.422.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1914.4.
Okay, that's question 2. A sum of money invested for 5 years at a rate of 5% compounded yearly grows to 2500. What was the initial sum invested? Formula stays the same, missing objects are changing. So V equals P1 plus R by 100 power N. Now the value becomes 2500 and what was invested is unknown. 1 plus R rate is 5% and time is 5 years. So basically 2500 divided by whatever becomes on right hand side. So 1.05 raised to the power 5. I'm writing it as it is to keep it in exact form. And I get 1958.8. Any doubt in this question?
No.
Okay. Exercise. Calculate the total amount owing on a loan of $8,000 after 2 years at an interest rate of 12% compounded annually. 8,000 to 1 plus 12 over 100 raised to power 2.
$10,000 35, yep.
And the other one is simple interest. Are you getting the same answer for B part?
Yep.
Take question number 2.
Mm, 4,000, yeah, 998.0875, so 0.1.
Yes. Now see, B part says half yearly. So basically, there are two things. When we use this formula, when we write amount equals principal into 1 plus r over 100 and power n. Now, rate and number of years must be compatible. That means the rate, if it is monthly, we would put these in months. If that is yearly, we put these years. Now, if it says half yearly, for example, if someone tells you that it is 20% per year, a rate is 20% per year, and they say calculate for 2 months. Now, how will we use the formula? I will write A equals P 1 plus 20 divided by 100. Now, this was yearly, so I will put years. So that is 2 by 12. This is years. Does it make sense? How many years is 2 months? 2 by 12 years. Or we can do this. Amount is equals to P 1 plus, I'm dividing 20 by 12. Now this becomes monthly. And how many months are there? There are 2 months. Both will give you same answer.
So we just have to divide it by 12 to show
Yeah.
that it's 2 months.
Both of them have to be same, either rate and numbers. So we will divide one of them. So it says 19.5% compounded half yearly. So interest rate would be half. So either like amount was 3,500 into 1 plus, now making half of that because 19.5% is for full year. So 19.5 divided by 2 gives me 9.75. 9.75 over 100. Now, how many times is actually this compounded? This is being compounded 4 times after every 6 months in these 2 years.
So after every 6 months it's compounded 4 times?
Yeah, because the total time is 2 years. So if we are compounding it half yearly, that would be 4 times in total.
So
Still in doubt with this number four.
sorry?
Still in doubt with this number four. See, these were complete 2 years, but now we are compounding them half yearly. So I compounded it at this stage, then at this stage, after every 6 months. So see, we've
Four
compounded
times.
them 4 times.
Oh, I see. Okay. So 6 months, 4 times.
Yeah, during that duration of 2 years. If he would have said compounded monthly, same question, compounded monthly. So we would have done 3500 1 plus. Now what am I going to do is 19.5 divided by 12. Compounded monthly is making it 1.625 over 100. And now power will be 24 because these are 24 months. And the interest will become 5153. Got it?
Yes.
Question number 3. Calculate the total amount owing a house loan of $60,000 after 10 years if the interest rate is 4% compounded annually.
I got 88,814.6.
65.
Yeah.
That's correct. 8814.657, so on. Number 4. Jessica bought an apartment in Hong Kong for this much as an investment. If the value of her apartment appreciates at an average rate of 3.5% per annum, what would it worth in 5 years' time? Sometimes I'm surprised to see these examples. Whenever we own a loan, the percentage is too high. When we are investing in apartment or something, the percentage is too low.
Okay, I got the same thing.
Exponential growth and decay. This is more or less the same concept. So, for example, have you ever heard about the story of rabbits? Those were like 17 or 21 something. A scientist conducting a study, he took those rabbits from England to Australia, and he just let them be in an open area, and then their growth multiplied, and that went over millions. That is basically
Yeah.
exponential growth.
So
When
releasing an animal that's not like in a different habitat and seeing if it will grow or like the population will grow or become less.
they were definitely growing, but like the true story is that he took some of the rabbits from England to Australia, but that had nothing to do with the like place or the origin. So basically, that was a free land. There were no predators, so they just multiplied.
Oh, so he was just trying to see if they would still like what would happen to the population if there was nothing like affecting it.
Yes. So, for
Okay.
example, if you have like say 5 pairs, 5 pairs, and those are actually 10 rabbits. So, if in one year they become 20, it will not be 30 the next year because it increased to double. Then in next year you could expect 40, then you could expect 80, then you could expect 160. So that is raised to power something, because the new rabbits are also increasing now. They're also becoming adults. And at a certain stage, after a few years, you may also expect the first ones to die out. So the overall scenario is that the growth is not linear, the growth is exponential.
So is exponential another word for like compound?
Yes, this is exponential and this is linear.
Oh, so it doesn't follow the same trend basically
Yes.
for each of them. Okay.
So when a quantity increases and grows in fixed proportion, normally a percentage at regular intervals, growth is said to be exponential. So you've seen that percentage is also compounded. That is not 10, 10, $10 each year. That is 10, then it is 11, it is 12.1, and so on. Similarly, when the quantity decreases or decays by fixed percentage over a regular period of time, it is called exponential decay. For example, exponential decay would look like this, or maybe this. The rate of increase degree is increasing. Increasing exponential functions produce curve that slope steeply up to the right, and decreasing exponential function produce curve graph that slopes down steeply to right. That would be, let's see some of the examples. Exponential growth and decay can be expressed using formula. For growth, 1 plus r raised to power n, and for decay, 1 minus r. So whatever the percentage is, definitely increase means more than 1. Let's say if we are talking about 12%, so that would be 1.12, and decay would be 0.88. So this is what this plus and minus is for, where A is the original value, just like P, just like we were using principal amount. I'll just write to compare 1 plus r over 100 raised to power n. See, P and A are representing the same thing, then plus sign, then R, that was compounded, the amount was increasing. So if it is depreciating or decaying, we use a negative sign. And N is the number of time periods again. For example, the percentage is given for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Example 13.
So it's
Dollar
basically
100 is
all right.
invested.
So it's basically the same
Yeah,
formula,
yeah,
just like we have to use decimals instead of the fraction for the rate.
yes.
Okay.
Yep. $100 is invested subject to compound interest at a rate of 8% per annum. Find the value of investment correct to the nearest cent after 15 years. So 100 is invested, 1 plus 0.08 raised to the power 15. 100 times 1.08 raised to the power 15 is, now he set
100.
that correct to the nearest cent.
So 320.
C17.2169. Why are we getting different answers?
No, I'm getting that too. I think I just said it wrong. 320 as in like I was rounding to
That
17.
you rounded it.
Yeah.
So it's a correct nearest cent. These are dollars. So we have to write them to two decimal places. Point two. If this is dollar, if you
Yeah.
multiply it with 100, then you'll get cents.
Yes. Okay.
Nearest cent, forcing us to write till two decimal places. Number 14. The value of a new computer system depreciates by 30% per year. If its cost is 1200 new, what will be the worth in 2 years' time? So 1200 is the starting price. 1 minus this time 30% is 0.30, and we are talking about 2 years.
588.
588. Correct. Topic money. Last topic was interest. Any problem in homework or the
Yes.
worksheets?
I had a question for the first one, the second one, and I think, yeah, the last one. Not for the worksheets.
Okay. These questions?
Yes. I knew how to do them, but whenever I wrote it down, like how I thought I knew how to do them, like it didn't match with the answers.
Okay, let's see. The value of the car depreciates each year by 8%. A new, smaller car is priced at 11,000. How much will the car worth in 1 year? So the depreciation is 8%. P1 plus R over 100 raised to power T. So basically, it is depreciating by 8%. Initial value is 1000, and 1, this is going to be negative 8 over 100 and 1.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat?
If it is depreciation, that's going to be negative.
Yes.
It's decreasing in value. So I'm getting this answer. The first one is a exact match.
Could you repeat why you wrote 8?
Yeah, that's given. Depreciates by 8%.
Depreciates by 8%. Oh yeah. So I did that.
Or you could have done A is equals to P when it is already depreciating by 8%, remaining is 92. So we can write 0.92 raised to per time.
Yes, I did the negative. I did a 1 minus 0 point, like 0.8.
Yeah, that's right. That should give you the correct answer.
Okay, but when I wrote it, I don't know why, but it said something wrong. Maybe it's just the calculator.
Maybe.
Okay.
And when we are doing it for 3 years,
Yeah.
11,000.
No, those were correct. The rest were correct. It was just A.
Okay.
And then it was also 7.
Okay. Nils invests. Question 7. Nils invests his saving in an account that pays 6% interest compounded half yearly. If he puts 2,300 into the account and leaves it there for 2 years, how much money will he have at the end of the period? The amount is equals to principal plus interest over time. So principal amount is 2,300.
Don't we have to do it like half the R by 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now for 2 years, half yearly, this is 4. So 3 and 4. 2,300 times 1 plus 3 divided by 100 raised to the power 4. And I'm getting 2588. Hmm. And it says 2903. Neil invests his saving in an account that pays 6% interest compounded half year. No, we're not going to do that. It is already given that 6% is half yearly.
Oh,
If
okay.
it would have been 6% per annum, then we would change it.
Okay.
So 6 gives me the exact answer. 2903.697008. Approximately equal to 290370 to nearest cent.
And then question 9.
Okay. A colony of bacteria grows by 5% every hour. How long does it take for the colony to double in size? So amount is equals to principal into 1 plus r over 100 raised to power t. First of all, whatever the size is, whatever is the initial investment, whatever is the initial number, let that be p. So if that
Okay.
is doubling, a would be 2p. Any doubt?
No.
Then we have 1 and the rate is already 5 and this time is unknown. So we have to work out this time. P cancels out. 2 is equals to 1.05 raised to the power time. Now there are two ways to do this. One is logarithms. We haven't studied that and is not part of syllabus. The other is I'm going to make a hit and trial. I'm going to guess a value for t. For example, 1.05, I say raised to the power 5, and I'm getting 1.2. Then I change that 5 with a 9, I'm getting 1.55, and I keep on increasing. And when I try 14, I'm getting 1.97. And with 15, it is 2.07.
In
Like
the
more,
exam, will there be questions like this where it might require the logarithm? Because like guessing might also take some time as well, right? So will
yeah,
there be questions like that?
that would be the case, but it is a very straightforward. Like we know that we only have to increase the value of time.
Yes.
Like definitely one would not try like this is 1.05. If I do it raised to power 2 and raised to power 3, I would see a very small change. So I'll definitely take those jumps.
Okay. Yeah, that was the part where I was stuck on the 2 equals to 1.05 to the power of t. But okay,
Yeah.
that's it.